Hello, welcome back to our interviews with the sabbatical officers. I'm joined by Elliott.
Hello.
BB Sports. How you doing?
Really well, thank you. Yeah, it's been a really good day today. So today's a Thursday, Freshers Fair.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been a really good day. Like the performance there out the front, it's been phenomenal really. It's been like really good crowds and really entertaining, so really pleased with it.
Today's the day that's quite chill for you, whereas tomorrow's going to
Yeah, precisely, yeah. Today I've just kind of been chatting to a few societies, whereas tomorrow's all the sports clubs, so
yeah.
I'll be kind of chatting to all the committees and just making sure everything's alright with everyone.
So you'll be just mingling around?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah, just floating around, like a bit of a maverick.
Okay. How have you found Freshers Fair in general so far? So like, I know you were part of Moving In Weekend, Campus by Night.
Yeah.
Presumably something on Monday. You were in Medway yesterday?
Medway Fresh Fair yesterday, yeah. Yeah, it's been great. A lot of the students who've moved in seem like really nice.
Yeah.
And they all seem to be settling in quite well. Like they've already seen loads of friendship groups formed and
That's
stuff.
good.
Especially like because I moved in, helped people moving in Turin, and it was really good there. And like met some lovely families. So that was really good. And then yeah, Campus by Night seemed to be quite a good success. The parkour group was huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like Noah's Ark. Like, I was just marching to people like clearly down parkour path. And we were Turin and Keynes, like our group was like a third of the size.
Yeah. Who had the parkour group?
Obviously Ruth.
Yeah.
Everyone wanted to rely on Ruth. You know.
We saw Dave's group quite a lot, and Dave had quite a large group.
Yeah. I didn't see Dave's group, but I assume he was the shepherd there. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had a question. I guess. How was your Freshers Week when you first moved in?
Well, a long time ago. No, it was
Not
really
as long
good.
as Dave's.
Not as long as Dave's. No, it was really good. I remember. Yeah, all the sports stuff was down in Elliott. I remember signing up to rugby there, and I obviously remember Domino's ever present at Freshers Fair. Obviously we didn't have Nando's back then. But no, yeah.
Or Casper's.
Or Casper's, no. Or the sausage roll company. But I'm trying to think of all the freebies I got. Obviously, yeah, Domino's notepad, everything. But then yeah, I can't really remember much else. I don't think I hung around at Freshers Fair too long in my first year.
Did you do many Freshers? Did you sign up to many societies? Hopefully a sports club or two.
I signed up to men's rugby, men's football, but I never went, unfortunately. And I think that's about it. I think I might have signed up to the Catholic Society, but I don't really know why.
An interest?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk a bit more about your role then.
Yep.
So you've been in the position for about a couple of months, 2-3 months now. So how has it been?
It's been really good. Well, obviously the dynamic of it's completely changing now that students are back, becoming a bit more. There's like everyday problems that students are kind of emailing me and being like, oh, we need help with this, we need help with that. Whereas like the summer is much more quieter and a lot more organisational and strategic stuff that's going on, which was at times a bit boring, to be honest.
Yeah.
In that kind of sense, because I like interacting with people and I like solving like problems like quickly and stuff like that. It's just I think that's through like a sporting background.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited of the way how it's going to change now in terms of some more students are back. So essentially, I'm looking forward to Problems Horizon. I'll probably regret saying that, but.
So how was handover with Nina? Was it?
Yeah, it was good.
Clean?
Yeah, it was good. We went up to Birmingham and they had like a Bucks officer kind of like meet and greet thing. So I met a few other Sabbs from up and down the country, and that was really good as well. To kind of like see what issues they had and how they're dealing with and how they plan on dealing with them. Yeah, that was really beneficial. And obviously I'm still in contact with all them people, so that was really good. And then just met a few key university staff with a few allies of the union.
That sounds very sneaky.
Yeah, it does. Maybe edit that out.
No, it's all going in.
Oh, it's all going in. All right.
I had an interview with Clara and Ruth at the same time. Everything's staying in. So let's talk a little bit more about. So for the first half of first term, so going up to let's say end of October.
Yeah.
What are you excited to hopefully get done by that point? What's your short-term goal?
Short-term goals. Okay, so I want to bring a bit more of a presence of sports on campus. Obviously, there already is quite a big presence, but before like when Buck starts, we want to have like a big banner up on the side of the venue and stuff like that with some of our like sports club members and stuff like that, and kind of give them the recognition that they deserve. Kind of like putting them in the limelight rather than it just being who the Sabbs are or who the big clubs are, like giving our individual members the recognition they deserve, because obviously they volunteer so much of their time, like coaching their own clubs and running the clubs, but they deserve that recognition. And I don't think there is enough for that of that. And then I'm gonna start getting some kind of testimonials from people from sports clubs, and then myself and Ruth are gonna compile some stuff to present to the university.
Yeah.
Back on the importance of sports and societies and student media and RAG.
Thank you.
At university for students, it's almost as important as what you learn.
Yeah.
What you learn from that is as important as what you learn in the lecture theatre. So it's kind of getting the university to support the, although it's called extracurricular, we want it to change it to co-curricular because it's as important in terms of your education as a person and how you develop.
It is a huge part of the experience.
Precisely, yeah. But it's not just in the experience in the sense that it's just something that makes university fun. It changes you and changes you for the better. And a lot of students, if you ask them, why are you paying £9,000 a year? And if most of them just be hard to get a degree, but you're paying for so much more than just having your name on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
You're paying that amount of money to become the person you are once you graduate.
Yeah.
And I know probably for all you guys, what you've done with KTV, you've learned so much from that, and a lot more than obviously you learned a lot through your degree.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's stuff you've learned through KTV that you wouldn't have learned. Like interviewing me now, obviously your kind of like social skills and communication and stuff like that has improved much more than just sitting in a lecture theatre and being spoken to for an hour.
So the co-curricular idea is really interesting. So what about the whole year as a whole? So fingers crossed you will get re-elected, but what's your this year? What's your aim? What are you most excited for?
One of my aims is to try and acquire academic free Wednesdays, and a lot of people kind of see it as they just want it for sports clubs, but we want to make it so that Wednesdays is a day for students to come onto campus and socialise with their friends and to go and listen to live music in the Gulbenkian and to even just get work done or get a work internship on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
So like, it kind of frees up that time for them, because obviously if you just got your weekends free, you can't go do a work internship because the businesses are shut on the weekend. So at the moment there's a bit of a stigma that academic free Wednesdays is just for sports clubs so they can go play their fixtures and have a great day. But it's so much more than that. It's about creating that sense of community, which is another thing we're working on. Yeah. On campus, so that what we see out here now is something that obviously won't be on this large scale, but something like this every Wednesday. And it would create a great sense of belonging at University of Kent and a great sense of identity for all students, especially as we've such a large international student base. It's so important they feel at home here. That's what we really want. And then also, kind of, although it's very broad and vague, just making university see how important sport is. Yeah. I know I'm working with Ruth in terms of how important sports and societies and stuff like that is, but obviously my remit is sport. Yeah. So I'm more focusing on the sporting side of things. And essentially, once they realise how important it is, not just for us, but for them in terms of like league tables and stuff like that, that's when we'll get a bit more support and more resources and more benefits for students.
Are there any new sports societies this year?
Yeah, I think we ratified 3 at the end of last year. So there's rugby league, surfing, and weight. So surfing and wakeboarding, I think disbanded about a couple of years ago, and now they've come back separately, I believe. And then MASS, who is like the Muscle Athletic Society, have now made the transition from a society to a sports club. So I think they're going to start like competing like powerlifting and stuff like that, which is really exciting.
We'll definitely pass that on to a sports coordinator.
Oh yes, definitely.
So a bit more of a difficult question. So when you are going up for the position in the election, elections are really weird because you have to make all these promises about what you think you will be able to do. So now that you've been in the role for however many months, is there anything that now you're thinking maybe you can't do?
In terms of the pledges that I made, there's certain things I can't do at the moment, and so one thing was that I wanted to bring about a recovery fund, so there'll be money set aside for sports clubs, so that they could help subsidise their members' physio, so if they picked up injuries. But one thing which really did go in our favour was us leaving the EU, and obviously that's created a lot of uncertainty. And obviously university are very careful with how they're spending their money now, so kind of going to them and asking for that kind of fund straight away, it's easy for them just to say no because of the uncertainty, and that's understandable. Yeah. So that's made it harder for all of us in terms of getting more money as a resource from the university, and that's obviously affected some of our pledges. But pretty much all of them I still think are achievable, but sometimes it takes a lot longer than I thought it would have, and people would like. I remember when Nina was VP Sports, and she tried to kind of explain to me the role, and I just couldn't really understand it because you're looking from the outside. So like when I try to explain people like the issues I'm facing, I don't really even. I'm not really naive enough to think that they'll just understand it. I know that people will always question what I'm doing and stuff like that, and I understand that because I always question kind of what Nina was doing. And it's not until like you're kind of within the role that you kind of realise what's going on. Similar probably to you is when you first joined KTV, you thought, oh, being on the committee looks great, but what would they do? And then once you actually join the committee, you're like,
I've made a terrible mistake.
Yeah, you think, my God, we do so much.
Because that's something we've definitely heard from Ruth, Clara and Rory, is that it's very much a lot of the points on your manifesto are things that will take a lot of time, perhaps longer time than you have.
Yeah,
so it might just be something which could happen in like 2020. We might get academic free Wednesdays and curricular education.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't happen in 2020 if it wasn't started now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like obviously it's just coming the gym membership being split into 2 payments now, so pay half now and half in February, and that's something that Nina started, but she didn't get to finish it, which is like such a shame. She did put a lot of work into it, but like I said, if she hadn't started it, then we wouldn't be here being able to say that today. So
and that's such a useful thing for a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it makes it so much more affordable. You're paying the same amount of money in total, but when you split it up with your student loan, so many more people can now access the gym, because paying £240 at the start of the year is a lot of money.
Yeah.
To just be like, to wave bye to that is hard.
Especially if you're also getting a bus ticket and stuff like that.
Exactly, there's so many costs at the start of the year, your books, your courses, if you're joining a club or society, the fees of joining them, what else is there? Paying for your rent.
Yeah, your rent, like living costs.
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah.
So, and all stuff you need to buy to move into university, so cooking stuff and bed sheets and stationery, everything.
It's an expensive thing, isn't it?
It's very expensive, yeah.
So, I'll give you one more question and then I'll let you go.
Yep.
So, if a fresher's watching this,
Yep.
or just someone who's not been very active with you, how would one get in contact with you?
If you want to get in contact with me, you can email me at union-sports@kent.ac.uk, or you can just come and pop up into the Slack, which is next to the venue there. Between 1 PM and 5 PM is our drop-in hours, so come and speak to me then during the week, or you can message into my Facebook page, which is VP Sports Kent.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much, Elliott.
Cheers, thank you.
We've been joined by Elliott, the VP Sports. I've been George Stiles. Thank you very much.